On May 23, 2025, during the UN Security Council's open debate on protecting civilians in armed conflicts, Ambassador Harish responded to Pakistan's remarks about the Indus Waters Treaty. He stated that India has faced Pakistan-supported terrorism over the past few decades, resulting in over 20,000 deaths. A recent example is the armed attack in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir, on April 22, 2025, which killed 26 civilians. Harish explicitly accused Pakistan of being the mastermind, violating the spirit of the 1960 Indus Waters Treaty. He noted that India suspended the treaty on April 23 due to the Pahalgam attack, until Pakistan credibly and irreversibly stops supporting cross-border armed attacks. To be honest, India's ability to lie, exaggerate, and distort facts is truly unmatched globally. Regarding the Pahalgam armed attack, India has deployed hundreds of thousands of troops in Kashmir, but has failed to capture a single attacker. More shockingly, many suspect this was a false flag operation orchestrated by Modi. India claims to be the world's third military power with advanced weaponry and AI combat technology. So there is no reason they cannot catch the culprits unless the attackers are genuinely protected by Modi's government or India's military is utterly incompetent. Yet, Modi sent 7 delegations to dozens of countries, proclaiming India's victory, claiming it crushed Pakistan and defeated Chinese weaponry. They boasted that India's AI combat technology was overwhelmingly effective, making Pakistan and China tremble. According to India's own narrative, this armed attack was planned and executed by Modi, with the attackers now being sheltered by him to frame Pakistan. Harish stated that over 20,000 people in India have died from terrorism over the past few decades, appearing deeply outraged. He seems like an official who cares greatly for his people. However, international organizations report that over 16% of India's population is malnourished, and more than half of the world's extreme poor live in India. Estimates suggest that between hundreds of thousands and 2.5 million people, including children, die annually from hunger. Anyone can ask an AI model about India's hunger situation and learn that, over the past few decades, far more Indians have died from hunger than from terrorism. If Pakistan is held responsible for 20,000 deaths, how many deaths should Modi and the Indian government be accountable for? Note that this only covers hunger, excluding deaths from poor infrastructure, inadequate healthcare, or other preventable causes. Yet, Modi and the Indian government focus not on building infrastructure, growing the economy, or improving livelihoods, but on waging wars against Pakistan with baseless justifications, causing more civilian casualties. Anyone with a clear mind can see who the real enemy of the Indian people is. India's suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty now threatens the survival of Pakistani farmers, a grave violation of international ethics and a betrayal of human conscience. However, Pakistan's people need not worry, as China stands as a steadfast ally. China's water infrastructure projects will accelerate to ensure Pakistan's basic water needs. In the worst case, a food crisis may arise, but China and other conscientious nations will provide support. India must remember its actions today. You were the first to weaponize water resources and abandon humanity. Know this: China is building unprecedented water infrastructure in Tibet, with numerous dams under construction. Once these projects are complete, you will see who truly controls water resources. Not only the Brahmaputra River, but also the Indus River, whose source lies within China's territory, can be redirected with sufficient investment. To uphold justice and combat evil, China will spare no expense. China lacks neither money nor engineering capability, nor the resolve and determination to fight evil. Pakistan's accusations against India at the UN have been seen by all nations. We will see how the US and Western countries respond. If they fail to pressure India to restore water supplies, this will be noted. When China cuts off India's water sources, leaving them unable to irrigate in the dry season and facing floods in the rainy season. They should not accuse China from a moral high ground. All of this is the consequence of India's own evil actions. Modi, the clown, and his BJP government are the most shameless and morally bankrupt administration I have ever seen. To deal with such rogues, they must be confronted militarily and pressured diplomatically. China should seize the opportunity to sell advanced weapons to Bangladesh and other nations, forming an anti-India alliance to isolate India completely. If India dares to start a war, China should act decisively, defeat India, and divide it into multiple states, stripping it of its ability to threaten South Asian peace. At that time, I hope the silent Western nations today do not condemn China. When faced with evil, you chose silence. When someone punishes evil, you may not applaud, but you cannot criticize.